So, Sha'Carri Richardson, the great athlete on the track field, seems to have caught her boyfriend cheating. So, it looks like Sha'Carri Richardson allegedly caught her boyfriend cheating, and it says she ended up beating him. It's a pretty odd statement there to make. Let's see if we can read a little further into this. Sha'Carri Richardson arrested after alleged airport fight with boyfriend Christian Coleman. What really went down? Here we go again with the woo chow. The drama with track star Sha'Carri Richardson just sprinted off the field and straight into the headlines. Media takeout has confirmed that the reigning 100-meter world champion was arrested this past weekend at Seattle Tacoma International Airport. And the alleged reason has everyone on Twitter clutching their edges, according to several eyewitnesses in a newly released police report. Sha'Carri allegedly got into a heated argument with her boyfriend, fellow sprinter Christian Coleman, over, you guessed it, another woman. So these are two athletes. So I wonder who Christian Coleman is. Give me a moment, we'll pull him. All right. So this is Christian Coleman. And apparently, this is the guy that ended up getting beat up by Sha'Carri Richardson. They're actually dating. He's a fellow athlete. And yeah, it's definitely a crazy situation here. So I just wanted to let you know what he looks like. Let's read more about it. So Sha'Carri Richardson arrested after alleged airport fight with boyfriend Christian Coleman. What really went down? Media takeout has confirmed that the reigning 100-meter world champion was arrested this past weekend at Seattle Tacoma International Airport. And the alleged reason has everyone on Twitter clutching their edges. I wonder, how do you clutch edges? According to several witnesses in a newly released police report, Sha'Carri allegedly got into a heated argument with her boyfriend, fellow sprinter Christian Coleman, over, you guessed it, another woman. So yeah, you know, guys and these other women is out here, pissing them off and they're beating you up. It's crazy. So the argument heard round the airport. So apparently it was a pretty loud argument. Witnesses say the confrontation started as verbal but quickly turned physical. People on Twitter reported that Sha'Carri was going off in the airport, calling Coleman all kinds of names and accusing him of cheating. At first, Christian apparently tried to stay cool and calm, but according to bystanders, Sha'Carri was not having it. One user tweeted she was letting him have it. He looked embarrassed. Things escalated fast. Reports say Sha'Carri allegedly grabbed Christian's backpack, yanked it, blocked him from walking away, and even shoved him into a wall. God. Surveillance footage reviewed by the airport police reportedly backs all this up and allegedly shows her throwing what TSA believed to be a pair of headphones at him. The arrest, police were called, and while both Sha'Carri and Christian tried to downplay it, calling it a minor argument, the video told a different story. Sha'Carri was arrested for fourth-degree domestic violence on Sunday evening and booked into the South Correctional Entity. That's something called SCORE, basically, in Des Moines, Washington. She was released the following Monday around lunchtime. While Christian Coleman reportedly declined to press charges, the situation still resulted in her being taken into custody. There's a picture of her running. USATF keeps it quiet. USA Track and Field, Sha'Carri's governing body, released a very brief statement. USATF is aware of the reports and is not commenting on this matter, which is a fancy way of saying we're trying to stay out of this. Yeah, so, because she's still young and she should be allowed to make her mistakes and stuff like that. I don't think this should be a condemning act. It's very easy to sensationalize. And a lot of people like to use this as ways to take away from your greatness. I think when you're young and still making your story up as a legend, little blips like these in the story should kind of be ignored because there's probably way more bigger points coming up in the future for her. So, but yeah, we'll just read a little bit further on this. Sha'Carri's agent also hasn't commented yet, and neither has Christian, which is understandable given the messy nature of the situation. I mean, what would he say? He kind of messed up. Because when you're this high profile, you can't be kind of moving sloppy like that anyway. That's what people don't understand. Like, reputation is everything. Things live and die on reputation. Businesses, people. So, why should this be any different? Well, it makes this all even wilder. Just a few days after the incident, Sha'Carri was seen competing in the women's 100 meters at the U.S. Track and Field Championships in Eugene, Oregon. And since she's the reigning world champion, she already has a spot secured at the World Championships in Tokyo this September. So she's still running in more ways than one. But let's be honest, this is not a good look. While Sha'Carri has always been known for her boldness and fire, and we love a woman with passion, this kind of headline could seriously damage her brand, especially if more footage or details emerge. So, of course, we got to see what Twitter said about this. So, Twitter reacts. Social media is split. Some fans are defending her, saying relationships can be messy and nobody's perfect. Others are questioning whether she'll face consequences, especially with the World Championships on the horizon. One user wrote, if this were a man pushing a woman into a wall, his career would be over. What's good? As it should be. Why do we want things to be equal when things are not equal? You know what I mean? Like, I don't really get that. Of course, you should. If you push a woman into a wall, you could dislocate her shoulder. So that's a woman. It's just you should deal with more backlash and possible jail time for pushing a woman into a wall. Of course, we as men we're built to take that kind of stuff. Does it make it okay? No. Any violence against any person is not okay. But this is just something that I just can't. I apologize if this comes off sexist. I'm not trying to say any race is inferior or any sex is inferior either. But what I'm really trying to say here is just biologically, men are just more stronger than women. So of course, a man pushing a woman into a wall could be a much more different situation than a woman pushing a man into a wall, just due to biology. So that's all I'm really trying to say here. I hope I didn't offend anybody by saying that. But I do feel like there's a stark difference between those two actions. It's not like for like. At this point, it's unclear whether charges will be filed or if this will blow over, but one thing is certain. Sha'Carri's off track drama is running almost as fast as she is, and we'll be watching every leg of the race. Stay tuned. This saga is far from over. So, yeah, I do think that, she's a legend. Definitely look at those arms there. They're pretty strong arms. Imagine those pushing you into a wall. Can be a graphic sight, but it's not as graphic as a man. So it's not as graphic as a man pushing a woman into a wall. So I don't think they should really judge her too hard over this. She's still young. She's gonna make her mistakes, and I think we've all been there in some form or fashion. But yeah, I do wish her the best, and hopefully this blows over. We don't. I haven't really heard anything about her in the news bad for a while, so I figured she was doing well. But we have this, and these kind of things do happen. Well, anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe. We are on the road to 500, and we are definitely trying to reach that goal pretty soon. Hopefully, as soon as possible. Make sure you comment and let me know what you think about this situation. Have you had any crazy situations with your significant other that might not look good happening in public? I think everybody's been there to where they never really they look pretty bad in the public light. But if you hadn't been there, just let me know. Just let me know. Shit. Anyway, this has been King Chemo with the drop, and we are out.